All right, shalom everyone, and peace for those who love peace, and no peace for the wicked, the Lord said. I hope my voice is coming good from your side, and you can hear me very well. We notice a big shift in the language Trump is using with Putin. And, I was always upset from the way, Trump, he is dealing with the Russian war. I think finally he found that he is mistaken and he was so wrong. Most of those presidents, they don't make them by their own. They have supposedly those who they are called advisors, and they are the one who tell him what is the best to do. And then if they convince him, he say, okay, we go for this. So after 8 months in the office, and Trump was speaking about stopping the war, and Putin keeps saying soon, and maybe, and let us negotiate. And then Trump, obviously, he found that Putin is playing with him. So Putin was a smart person here, and Trump was a little bit dumb to believe really Putin, he mean what he say. So what happened now? Why Trump, he changed his position? In fact, this video will explain itself. Let us play it from the beginning.
For peace at the United Nations meeting, while also fully throwing his support behind Ukraine to fight off Russia's invasion.
What an explosive day yesterday. Senior White House correspondent Peter Doocy joins us with more. Peter, go ahead.
Good morning. President Trump now says maybe Russia is a paper tiger. And we have come a very, very long way from earlier in the term and his belief that it's both Putin and Zelensky who are being stubborn here.
Was a little bit surprised for me. You're right. I was very positive signals from the side that.
Now, just to remind you, this is an old interview. If you remember when Trump, he even kicked him out, the president of Ukraine, from the White House. So this was an interview happened second day. So this is back on time how things change from Trump being so aggressive against Ukraine and it looked like he was siding with Putin. And I could not really understand how and why, but we will see.
Trump and America will be with us to the end of the war. Yes, as we will see, right? We will see, but God bless, it will be so.
Here's the new President Trump position on Ukraine. After getting to know and fully understand the Ukraine-Russia military and economic situation, and after seeing the economic trouble it is causing Russia, I think Ukraine, with the support of the European Union, is in a position to fight and win all of Ukraine back in its original form. In the map on screen right now, you can see Russia has been nibbling at the edges of NATO territory in Europe, probing airspace with fighter jets, something President Trump says should result in returned fire.
Mr. President, do you think that NATO countries should shoot down Russian aircraft if they enter their...
Oops.
What progress do you think has been made on ending Russia they enter their airspace?
Yes, I do.
What progress do you think has been made on ending Russia's war against Ukraine since the last time you saw President Zelensky?
Well, the biggest progress is that the Russian economy is terrible right now. It's, as you know, it's crashing. And that, frankly, Ukraine is doing a very good job of stopping this very large army.
A few weeks ago, when President Trump met with Putin...
So what's happening now, Trump and his team, they notice that Ukraine is not really what they thought. In the last few weeks, Ukraine was able to burn the ground under the Russian army, not only in the front line, but deep inside Russia. If you go right now and search for news about Ukraine attacking inside Russia, you will be surprised about how successful they were. And they were able to destroy many refineries and even army bases. Even their drones is reaching all the way to Moscow. So things is changing, and Putin, after all this war, like this year, he could not even get 8 to 1%, which means 8 of 1%, not 1%. It's not even 1%. After 1 year of war of the land he wished to have. If you remember, many stupid American, who is this guy? I mean, people look weird, really. Is that a skunk or something? Lord have mercy. Anyway, God created a lot of things. So you see that Russian, they attack Ukrainian cities and they attack apartment buildings, and this is happening every day, as you see in the video in front of you. But the Ukrainian, they are attacking important. Now, I'm not saying that attacking civilians is not important. It's very disgusting. But I'm saying that the Ukrainian are attacking facility, army, refinery. Putin, he attacked apartment building, as you see. Like those people's houses is gone. Yesterday, I think 8 or 9 people get killed. This is apartment building. So, you know, infant, as you see in the news. But if we go and see what the Ukrainians are attacking, you will see that Ukraine is burning the ground under the army and under the refinery, and that make the Russian industry crumble, because war need money. War need money, and the money of Russia is coming, most of them, from their natural resource, mostly from gas and petroleum. Like in the Middle East, when we say gas, we mean usually like methanol, propane, etc. But in USA, when you say gas, you mean literally, gasoline or maybe a diesel. Anyway, they are destroying all the source of such a thing. And, the biggest refinery and even the biggest port, like you see, if you hear the news, I filter for the last month only, you will see how horrible the news for Russia. You will find news like this every day, like including today. Every day there's a new attack happening.
Ukrainian drones have targeted the refinery in this city several times.
So anyway, you will see how many refinery are burning and how many. It's horrible. It's horrible for
calls
Russia.
are blocked, but there were no protests in the country.
Russia can pretend that nothing happening, but economy is crumbling. Even they are not able to pay salary for the ones who work in the defense industry. Video show Ukrainian drones strike Russian oil refinery. This is 12 days ago. If we change, let us search for today. What about today? What is in the news today? Let us change the filter. Give me a second. Let us see. We change the filter. We make it today. And right away you will see the following. This is today. Ukrainian drone attack refinery. How successful Ukrainian with attack in military bases. Russian are shocked by a huge Ukrainian, whatever they are saying here. Yeah, this is today in the port deep in Russia, actually, about 1,400 kilometers away. So imagine how far the Ukrainians are successful to go all the way deep inside Russia and destroy their oil port, not only their oil refinery. Not only, actually, yesterday, I think they destroyed a depot full of drones. I don't know how many thousand drones, between 8 to 9,000 drones, all burned in one hit. And now you see how the Ukrainian drones are reaching all the way deep in the sea to the borders, to the inside the Russian port, and destroying, ships and ports, etc. And here you see that the Russian trying to stop them, but obviously they are unsuccessful.
Always returns. Probably in a couple of days, he will offer the Green Pianist to sign a surrender, or fly to Mars with Musk, whom he pardoned, or do something else very important that will allow him to claim the Nobel Prize. The main thing is to frequently and radically change your point of view on various issues, and everything will be fine. This is the essence of successful state governance through social networks, and as they say, thank you for your attention to this subject. At Warthog Defense, we've brought...
See here, you see the boat, this is the drone you saw in the water, is going now here, is going to hit. Here we go. The explosion, you will see it right away. So the Russian is not even able to shoot it. Imagine how weak their defense system. See the explosion? You see it here in the screen. And like this is every day. So like the Russian really are hit very hard, while during the previous period it was only Russia can hit and the Ukrainian they just take the hit. They can just defend in their borders like where the Russian is attacking, but now they are going deep inside the land. And this is what make Trump change his mind. He noticed that the Ukrainians are not only defending now, they are even gaining ground, as you see here in the map. This is the ground here was controlled by the Russian, and the Ukrainian are cutting lines on them, cutting their supply. They destroy the trains, railway, roads, and the winter is coming, and the army is not able to supply. I mean, they're not able to supply even when there's nothing. The Russian army have the worst supply chain. You know, like it's horrible. It's like Soviet Union style supplying. Shoes are not, you know, well dressed, well armed. You know, their shoes have holes in it. You know, I saw tons of videos about how the Russian, they are recruiting Muslims from Iraq, from Egypt, promising them citizenship. You know, those, you know, Egyptian, they are willing to get, in order to get citizenship in Russia, they will say to themselves, okay, I will go to war and I will survive and I will live. And then when they join the army, the Russian, they send them in the front line to die, and they keep their troops in the back. So things is getting really bad for Russia, as you see here on the screen.
Ukrainian forces are intensifying operations along the border, pushing back the remnants of Moscow's failed push and consolidating new positions. Russian sources themselves describe the situation as dire, with entire assault groups being thrown into hopeless attacks that end in blood and retreat.
So we can, you know, we will find tons of videos, many of them actually made even by Russian. Actually, all those videos you see is recorded by Russian, because you have to be inside the country to record. This is a head center command for the Russian army. This is deep inside Russia. This is not, you know, drones are coming. Russians showed a drone attack in Topaz. I don't know what is that. This is 20
footage shared on Telegram channels.
2 hours ago, 22 hours ago. Here you see the Russian trying to shoot those drones, sea drones, and obviously they fail because they hit their target, and you see they are shooting like look how the drone, they are able even to play with them from far distance, the Ukrainian, so they maneuver around so the shooting will not be able to affect them, and they were successful. And you will notice they are able to go like this barrier, they can go between the barrier, which means the one who have the control of the drone, he can see very well everything, every move. So they are very high-tech drones, even though they are far distance, like 1,400 kilometers away, still the Ukrainians are able to see in front of them, and they are playing with it as if it's a game, you know, like, you know, they are shooting at the drone and they move left and they move right and they go back and etc. Full control, and you will see how fast the drone is, you know. And then they go all the way to the port and they hit the port, and the mission successful. I don't know if you notice with me here how the drone is playing inside the water, and they are trying to hit it. So it keep coming, closing, you know. getting closer to the port, and bingo. Here we go. So they are playing the video in slow motion, I guess. Here we go. So they failed. You know, the Russian, they are unable. Here you see how they are trying to shoot the drone, and look how he is playing with it. This the one who's in control. So this is the situation now in Russian field. Things is changing so fast, and it's not doing good. And you know, funny is Putin was trying to convince everybody that he have the best technology, and he have the S-400 and the S-500, and you know, he can shoot any target from 500 kilometers away, and all of this is turned to be shish kebab. Uh, if the Ukrainian continue doing this, you know, Putin will be out of money, and this is what actually Trump he mentioned, that the Russian economy is crumbling. You know, it's not doing good at all.
In Alaska, and then Zelensky here at the White House, he was talking about some kind of a land swap, ending the war by giving Russia some Ukrainian land and giving Ukraine some Russian land. That is not the case anymore. He thinks that Ukraine can take it all back, and he continues trying to be the middleman between Russia and Ukraine to end this war. He is not looking to big international coalitions like the United Nations, where Russia is still a member of the Permanent Security Council. Later on today, Secretary of State Rubio is going to meet with his counterpart, the Russian Foreign Minister, Sergei Lavrov. Back to you.
Peter, what made the president change his mind, essentially, and say, with the help of NATO and with the help of Europe, Ukraine, Kyiv can get back all of its borders? Was it he's just fed up with Putin?
Zelensky says that the specific thing that the president is the most mad about is that Putin has lied to him. He tells him one thing on the phone or in person, and then President Trump has ways to figure out what's going on the battlefield. He's got the entire Defense Department with eyes on what's going on. He knows if Putin is telling the truth or not. Putin has not been telling the truth to President Trump, and he's had it.
Thanks so much, Peter, and great show on Sunday. I mean, what a great interview. Yeah, fantastic.
Thank you. We're trying to do something a little bit different, kind of like a next gen Sunday show, and so I will be there every other week. Jackie Heinrich will be there when I'm not, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, maybe shorts and short sleeves next week, just to be youthful.
Some hoodies.
Yeah, or hoodies.
I'll
Hoodies
do
even
it.
better. Belichick hoodies.
Yeah. You know what? Why not? Again, we're trying something new. I could just cut the sleeves off like a sport coat.
It's up to you. I don't want to tell you. It does cost a lot of money. Thanks so much.
Thank you, cut the crap.
All right, so I was amazed by that Truth Social push. You know that I firmly believe that Ukraine has fought extraordinarily well, that the second biggest army in Europe. And when the president said, you know, it's not really our fight, well, do you want the second biggest army in Europe enveloped by the third biggest army in Europe? And then they'll be looking at all our allies. When the president came out yesterday and said, if you see those planes in your area, should you shoot them down? The answer is yes. Well, Estonia experienced it, Romania experienced it. Poland experienced it, Belgium experienced it, and when the Polish official heard that, Trump's declaration, he says, Roger that. They're ready to do it because they got a bunch of drones hit. And I also think when he says Russia has been fighting aimlessly for 3.5 years, that what should have been a real military power, a quick win, this does not distinguish Russia. In fact, they very much are making them look like a paper tiger. When the people of Moscow find out how bad it is, they're not going to be happy. Ukraine has great spirit. And they also have drone technology, and they're beginning to take a toll on the refineries and oil and gas in Russia. There are lines. Inflation is in double digits right now. And just to get gas in what is a gas station of a country is hard for the Russian people. That's what Ukraine is doing.
So the president tried to give Putin an opportunity. He wanted.
So imagine you are in a country who sell gas and petrol to everybody in the world, but they don't have gas no more. Gas station is not able to provide gas to the citizen. Most of people, they cannot take their cars, drive it. Prices are increasing, and that affects everything in life as usual. Before, Putin was very comfortable because he was hitting Ukraine, and the Russians feel nothing. So Ukrainian, they see drones hitting their building, people dying. Not only die in the battlefield, like men fighting. You know, from the first day of the war, they start, you know, losing civilians, apartment buildings, houses. This is why a lot of people, they left their homes. Now the story is changing. Finally, Ukraine was able to develop very fast their own technology, and they are beating everybody else. And the European countries didn't notice that. That's why now they are even begging Ukraine to join them in the European Union, because they notice that Ukraine army is not the one you can play with. You cannot mess with it. You know, I remember when the stupid American general, I forgot what his name. I will find it. I will try to find his videos. This idiot, he says Putin will take it in 2 hours. Then after 3 months, Putin will take it. Okay, now 3 months. Okay, no, not even 1 week. Then again, they have interview with him, and those people are obsessed attacking Ukraine, saying they will lose, they will lose, they will lose. And now, after 3 years, the biggest loser is the stupid idiot who he called the war operation because he thought it's going to finish in a few hours. It's not finished. And sooner or later, Putin himself will beg for peace. Because if the Ukrainians continue doing what they are doing now, can you imagine how hard it is to fix a refinery? How much money is going to cost? Not only you stop the economy now, you stop the economy for a long time. Because when you burn a refinery, you cannot rebuild one in 2 days, not even in 6 months, not even in a year. So the damage is extreme. And now the Ukrainian, they do not need permission from European Union or America to hit deep in this. And you know, they made this missiles just 2 months ago. I think the first production. It can hit 3,000 kilometers away. 3,000 kilometers made in Ukraine. So the game is changing, and Trump now he noticed, you know what? I mean, those people, they do not need to beg for peace as before, because they are gaining ground and they are winning. And I believe in the same time, Trump, he is giving Putin a face to say to him, we are ready for you if you want to play a dirty game. Because lately, in the last 2 weeks, if you notice, Putin, he starts sending drones within the NATO borders. For sure, he did not attack anything, but obviously, he's provoking them, trying to scare them. But it's not working. It's working the opposite way. As you see, Trump now, he said, if they go in, shoot them. Shoot them. You know, he's giving them the green light. And you know, when America gave a green light to shoot, as you heard, the Polish people, they said, we will. So Putin is doing stupid things, and instead of cooling things down, playing politics as he used to do before. Obviously, now he is showing a sign of weakness by sending his drones inside European Union, because he's thinking, I will scare the hell of them, and maybe that will give me something. But did not work his way. It's working the opposite direction. And now actually they are going to cut buying all the gas from Russia totally. So things is getting worse and worse. And not only that, even his dear friend, the Korean pig, you know, the North Korean. I'm not talking about Koreans. I'm talking about this North Korean pig. He is having a very bad time with Putin. Their friendship is over. Putin have a problem with the Chinese. You know, the Chinese, they took land from Russia and they will not give it back because they claim this was a Chinese land anyway. Indian, you know, the Indian, you know, this Modi have no friends. He's a snake. He's like Hamas, you know, the Indian Modi is the most filthy, wicked person ever you can imagine. He kissed the ass of the Iranian. He gave a hug to the Israeli. He gave a hug to Trump, and he gave a hug to Putin, because simply this person have zero ethic. And now the Indian, they are going to sell airplanes to Putin, and this is telling you how weak the position of Putin is, to the point they are buying it from Iran, drones, and they are buying it from Korea, ammunition, and they are buying it from India, airplanes. I mean, what happened to the most powerful country in the world after America? To the point you are buying it from who? Iran. Iran. I mean, the junkie Abdul, the junkie Hezbollah. His drones, all of it is called Shaheed, which means murder, made by Hezbollah. So imagine Russia, the great, the amazing, the powerful, blah, blah, blah. They are buying drones from Iran, and their bullets are made in Korea, and their airplanes now is going to be sold to them from India. This is telling you how bad the situation in Russia. So what you are making there? What happened to the most powerful army in the world? So this is why
to be
Trump,
the peacemaker.
he noticed that things is not what he thought, and the Putin, who was trying to scare his enemy, is just a tiger from paper. And you know, somebody might say to you, "Well, Putin, he have nukes." My friend, nobody dare to use the nukes. You know that. Nobody, even American, they will not dare to use the nuke against Russia, and we hope nobody will do such a crazy thing, because that will be the end of everybody, including the whole world, not only Russia, not all. I mean, everybody would die. So the nukes is not in the scenario, because nobody dare to use it, and you use it only once. You cannot use it twice. So you can maybe think about hitting first, but that will not save your ass. And Putin, he knew that very well. So the nuke is useless. You know, the nuke is useful, if we can use that word. I hope not. Only if you decide to commit suicide, like me and my enemy. Otherwise, this nuke is useless. So the Ukrainians are doing a great job, and Putin is being screwed, and he cannot claim victory. He's trying to do something to claim victory in front of his people, like, I send you to war. We lost more than 1 million soldiers, and to get what exactly? What is the accomplishment? We did not even get the land we claimed that we want. He could not do it. So very bad news to Putin. And I like that Trump is changing his mind, noticing that the Russian army is in the verge of collapsing. Now, we cannot say collapsing in the mean of totally collapse. I'm saying there's a lot of weakness, and obviously they are unable to do anything, to the point even they are recruiting from Iraq, they are recruiting from Egypt, they are recruiting from Africa. You know, they open tourism offices under tourism, and they offer Iraqi, you know, I can show you some interview, an Egyptian, a trip to Moscow for free, and you stay in the hotel, just apply for a job with the army. But when you go there, everybody knows that you will be in the army, and they will give you citizenship if you accept. And they give them citizenship, but mostly they will not come back alive. And they choose only men who have no family. Why? So they cannot bring their family with them. And if they die, nobody will ask for, you know, like salary or anything. So we give you a $500 now. You know, those poor, you know, in Iraq, poor in Egypt, they have no jobs, there's no economy, things is horrible. So you tell them you go to Russia, those blonde girls there waiting for you, nightclub, you know, you become American, Russian citizen. Oh, what you need to do is just sign a contract to fight with us for a year, just 1 year, man. It's so easy, easy. And you know, you are joining the Russian army, not any army. You know, they are powerful. Don't worry about it. So they send them and they put them in the front line, because they're trying to save the Russian men from being killed. So they put those who they sign in the Russian army, promising them citizenship, and they will be the first one to be killed. And in the best scenario, many of them, they try to run away, but it's too late. The second you enter there, you cannot run. Where you can run? Where you would run to? If you go in direction of the Ukrainian, they will shoot you. If you go back, the Russian will shoot you. So I'm happy to see the Ukrainian are successful. You know, I hate to see two Christian countries fighting each other, but this filthy Putin, he brought the Chechenian Muslim army to rape Ukrainian women to take their land. In fact, all the land he stole, he gave it to Kadyrov men as a gift. Imagine, he claimed that he want to fight and take that land because this land belonged to Russian people who live there, they are Ukrainian, not Russian. And then when he take the land, he gave it to the leaders of Kadyrov. Kadyrov leaders are controlling all this massive land, which they stole from Ukraine, and they are stealing the wheat and the goods, and they sell it overseas. This is how filthy this man is. This is how wicked. And all of this for the benefit of who? The Abdul. Qatar getting richer, Saudi Arabia getting richer because the oil price is going up. All because of what? Russia is the biggest country in the world. They do not need more land. In fact, most of Russia, 95% of Russia is empty. There's no people. He have gas, he have oil, he have wood, he have crops, he have desert, he have snow, he have everything. Russia is one of the most wealthy people country in the world. They have everything, even they have uranium. What this war was for? A filthy, greedy, he dreamed to be an empire. This is what a greed can do. And I hope we will learn a good lesson from it. I'm glad that Trump, he changed his mind and he see things differently. And I hope he will not change his mind again, because Trump is a Trump. We cannot trust what tomorrow will bring. Why Trump is losing India for no reason? My friend, India is the #1 supplier for money now to Russia. They are taking advantage of the cheap oil of Russia and making a lot of money from it. But the Indian will pay a very high price in the second war they will have with Pakistan. I will not be surprised if the Ukrainians support Pakistan in the future against India. You see, the Modi is just an idiot donkey. Ukrainians are not a joke. Their technology is so powerful. Iran and India will pay for supporting Russia in the war against them. The Indian buying oil from Russia, that oil is spent to kill Ukrainian. Iranians sending their drones to Russia, and their drones are killing Ukrainian. So, you can imagine when the war happen next time, if Israel have a war with Iran, I assure you, Ukraine will be happy to join anytime, especially after the war stop with Russia. Ukraine will be very comfortable to join with Israel against Iran. At least they can join by giving them, what they need of drones. All the drones they have. In fact, the drones Ukraine have now is way even better than the Israeli drones. So things will be, everybody who commit a crime, he will pay for it. Anyone. When you support my enemy, I will support your enemy. It's very simple, not because, Ukrainian, they like, Pakistan over India, no. But simply, you are supporting the one who killed our people. So why we will not support your enemy? So India making a big mistake, stupid mistake, and I believe time will come and they will pay for it. War is evil. War is ugly. We hope, we pray there's no war will happen to any country in the world, because it's not only economy disaster, it's not only bloodshed, it's not only orphans. Actually, uh, soon I will tell you about a project I'm working in with some Christians to support, children who are affected from war. I will update you about it when it's ready, and I will do my best to support those victims, those orphans who their parents killed in this filthy war. Do you think what? Let me see, somebody made a comment. Do you think that the innocent North Korean will be free one day? Well, you see, when you are used to slavery, you like it. I will explain to you what I mean. The North Korean, they are living literally like slaves, and freedom can be scary. Like if you put somebody in jail for 50 years and you tell him go, just open the door for him and tell him to go, he will hesitate a lot, because now he have to work, he have to find a job, And he preferred to have a bread with dictator, slavery, no freedom, better than, I don't know what will happen. I'm used to it. So I don't think North Korean will have anytime soon such a change. The only change will happen, I believe, if somebody from the army assassinate the guy, and like it have to be an army movement. It's not the people. People are poor. You know, the guy controlled the intelligence, controlled the army, controlled everything. So anyone will go against him, they will be slaughtered. Nobody would dare. The only way is somebody killing the guy and making a revolutionary, and you know, doing some change in the society. Otherwise, I don't think that will happen that easy. You know, always dictator you cannot change them by peaceful protest. You cannot. They will shoot you. If you remember when the Chinese they protested, I forgot which year. The Chinese army drove their their tanks over the people. Literally, you can watch the videos. People lay down in the ground, and the tanks go over them, smash them. They arrested tens of thousands, and many of them get killed. You cannot get rid of a regime run by dictators without violence, because this is the only language and the only thing can change things. Like the dictator in Syria, nothing can take him. His father ruled for 50 years, 30 years, and then the son 30 years. And then if he did not, get rid of him, and his son will take for the other 30 years, 50 years. Only violent will work with those people. They understand one language. So until that happened, there's nothing will be changing in North Korea. The only time things can change if the economy collapses totally. Like the army will not fight for the dictator because they are not getting paid. The dictator cannot pay salary. Then his own army will shoot him. As long they have food, they are eating, they are having privilege, they will protect the dictator. But the second they lose this privilege, they will be the first one to shoot the dictator. All right? I don't want to keep you longer. I wanted just to share my opinion about this, and I will try to get again today maybe or tomorrow live on air. Until we see you again, may the Lord bless you. We pray for the war to be over. I'm not happy to see two Christian countries killing each other. This is disgusting, but we know that the one who invade is Putin. If Ukraine the one invade Russia, I will blame Ukraine for sure. No question about that. The invader always to blame. So we pray that God will put wisdom in the brain of those who have no brain, like Putin, and make him understand that this is a bath of blood for no reason. You are being stupid and greedy. And I pray that God will punish him too, because I don't know how many people get killed from both sides, but I can assure you at least 1.5 million men from both sides died. For what? For what reason? And who can claim victory now? All those widows you have. For what? Russia is a massive land. Nobody need more land. Why you want to take land is not yours. Greedy, thief, filthy, wicked man is Putin. Thank you all for being here, and may the Lord bless you. And I will see you soon again. God is good. So is Jesus, and we are the crusade. See ya.